FMM by Fatema almulla. Fatema graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Visual Communication and began her career showcasing her photography across the UAE. Her unique and inspired perspective of her Emirati culture led her to design the artwork, providing the fashion design ability in addition of her graphic artistry. Interview with Fatema almulla. Did you plan to start your business after graduating?
I never wanted to become an entrepreneur. I never thought of myself starting something. أنا يوم تخرجت when I graduated I thought I'm gonna be موظفة حكومية, government job or even semi-government. I wanted to challenge myself as a designer. But anywhere I applied to, I thought we're the same as London or Germany or European countries or the States where you're a graphic designer, you go to any place that they need a graphic designer, you're gonna do graphic design work. Later on I decided I'm not a marketing person. I don't know anything about marketing. I wanted become a designer. So I interned in RTA for a while and I realized that that's what they were doing also. They had a marketing team that also supervised the artwork that came from design companies. But abroad, or the design companies they were doing the big maps, all the design and everything. So I later on applied to so many different places, including RTA, but then I was like, I don't think this is the right place for me because it's not challenging me as a designer. I'm not doing anything creative. I'm just doing what the company says I have to do. So I graduated, I got married, and in a way that changed my life because I had this energy and I wanted to put it somewhere, and I didn't want to be just a normal housewife to sit at home and yalla, let's just do this. But also, I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to do something, and also in a way my parents and my family in general were saying yalla, you studied design, what are you going to do now? You should have studied to be a lawyer.
Did you get the needed support when you first started?
No. My husband supported me, Allah haq yani. My husband supported me and he was with me. Also because he's a designer, so he understands. I knew that I needed somewhere, I needed to vent out, I needed to be creative in a sense, but I did a blog, and when I started my blog, that's when it slowly started to be, the brand started to come into place. Based on the illustrations, then people started to acquire about it and started to ask, okay, we wanted the illustrations, we want to do this, we want to do that. So it grew organically. Did I have the support 100%? No, because everyone thought it was a hobby at the beginning.
What inspired you to choose and continue in this particular field?
I went to India for my birthday and I visited Taj Mahal, and I went with my brother and we did the Golden Triangle. So we did New Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. And I remember going to Jaipur and we went into this little boutique in the market, and they had all these pop culture kind of Indian figures and Indian writings, and they had the Superman sign, they had their Indian gods, and I just thought to myself, this has nothing to do with my culture, but I'm so in love with it. I'm so in love with the t-shirt. I bought so many t-shirts.
So you got inspired?
Extremely inspired. So because nothing was there. We only had a few people who would emphasize on al-burga or al-agam or the ghitra print, but we didn't have someone who would emphasize on day-to-day daily things.
What are the difficulties you faced?
Funny story actually was when I first started my t-shirt brand, my manufacturer, I was dealing with one guy who did the printing and the stitching. So when I wanted to do more, he raised the price. And I was like, but that's not fair. And he felt like I was making money, so why not him make money? But the whole point is it's for a long-term relationship. It's not just short-term. So suddenly this guy disappeared, and I realized he sold his printer, and he never told me the company that he actually worked with for the stitching. So he was doing the printing, and so they were stitching in a factory, and then he was doing the printing and then giving it to me. And I realized, after I sold the second batch, because I paid extra, I realized I called him and he wasn't there anymore. I just started, كيف I just started, and then suddenly this happened.
So you didn't let that stop you?
Of course, you can't let things like this happen stop you, but it is somewhat of a shock. Extreme difficulties I faced. Yeah, it was very, very time consuming. So, so from that moment on, I always had a plan A, plan B, plan C. But in terms of support, even support from the manufacturers, I didn't have. And a lot of people were against me when I started my brand. The circle around me, my society, like even people who knew of me or just saw the brand, were not supportive. They were just like, "What is this?" And it really, it either breaks you or it makes you stronger. And it broke me at the beginning because I'm not a person who can like take negative comments just like that at the beginning. But now it's like khalas, you know. Yeah, you build up that stamina. But imagine I was 20 when I graduated. I started 21. So I was young.
Did your priority change over time?
Before the priority was to make an impact, to grow the business, to do so many different things. Now the priority is about consistency. Yani how do you have one thing and that thing becomes the most amazing thing you have. Concept, you generate the idea, the concept, you build it, you make it, and then khalas. And for the first 2 to 5 months, everyone will go crazy about it. But then it's gonna die down. And here is where you have to stay consistent.
So what did you
and relevant to the market. I went up and down. So it was a learning curve because I didn't study business. I didn't study marketing. I'm a designer. I love to design. Design excites me. So it was a lot of like trial and error. But you have access to a lot of people with a large following. So you can invite people, pay people, see how they will come, make an event and things like that. So my priority now is to stay consistent with the market. And I feel as you grow older and the brand also becomes more mature. You know what's wrong, you know what you're doing right, you know what you're doing wrong. So one of them was lack of consistency. You know, you have to be relevant to the people you're selling to. So if I'm gonna come and tell you, I'm gonna sell you this t-shirt, in 2 years time I cannot sell you the same t-shirt. I have to know the trends, I have to study, I have to research, and I have to know what's happening around me. Yeah. So that's very important.
Any tips and advice for young Emirati women?
Don't start a business. Honestly, my advice to people all the time is starting a business is not for everyone. Gain experience. And it's not about money. It's not about money. Anyone who comes from a good family, and we're mostly coming from good families in the Emirat, but anyone who comes from a good family, who has a budget, who can build a business, I don't recommend it. I recommend someone to work, gain experience, and research. And it's not just about research, but it's also about like, if you know the value of work, you know the value of having your own work. If you know the value of reaching somewhere on time, then you know the value of respecting your own time. So it's to me, we did a mistake, me and my husband, but like it happened, and so that khalas, we just started the business with no experience. My only experience was my internship. I'm a very hard worker, and I'm not gonna say like, la, I can't do this. La. At the end of the day, this is the thing we all get carried away with, is that you think you're employing somebody and they will do the work, but you're not actually employing them for the work they'll do. You're employing them for them. So in our companies, we make a very strong statement, is that we love to empower the people we work with, and we love to make them feel that they can do what they can do and more. We treat the business and our employees as a family because we're all young and we want to grow together. The last thing you want is to employ someone and get a team and pay for all these things and leave. So whoever wants to start a business, I recommend them to be patient, get an idea, but also ask a question. And the question is, why are you doing what you're doing? And what are you gonna change? When I design my clothes, I don't like what's the problem, or what's the solution I'm offering to the city, to the country, to the society. I'm offering the solution of I'm providing pop culture elements. So I'm filling in the gap of not having cultural designs around us. We have a lot of Western designers, but what about our culture? So what about our patterns? What about our things? So for Fatema, these are the things we like, or I like to emphasize on, is that am I solving a problem? Like أنا مثلا, if someone wants to come and do a abaya line, what problem are you solving? A coffee shop with a garden outside, let's say, okay? And this coffee shop, I created a garden outside for the kids to play and the moms to have coffee. I'm solving a small problem, but to some other people it's a big solution for them in their day-to-day life. So you come and you think about, what am I doing to help society? Because it's very easy to open another coffee shop. It's very easy to open another restaurant, start another fashion brand. But what are you doing and why are you doing it? Which I think is very important, and we don't ask ourselves enough questions. Okay?